Well, off-season business has just picked up in the WNBA. Could Christy Sides be on the way out with the Indiana Fever? I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here, but that is certainly the implication of the latest reporting coming out, and that coming from a trusted reporter. You have Annie Costabile, pronunciation. I apologize if I don't have it exactly right, but for the Sun Times in Chicago, she has been correct on a lot of things, including the idea that more head coaching positions would open in the WNBA. Then we see the Wings and the Mystics fire their coaches. The latest, Stephanie White has been in talks with multiple teams regarding her future. The three teams remaining in the picture at this point are the Sky, Fever, and Sun, according to multiple league sources. Now, the Sky, it's not surprising that we know they have a vacancy. Not surprising. The Sun, obviously not surprising. That is where Stephanie White is currently the coach. But the Sun have a lot of question marks because basically all of their good players are free agents. You know, they kind of pushed the chips into the middle of the table for this season with the Mabry trade. And now it's hard to imagine them being the same caliber of team going forward with the contractual position of many of their players. But the Fever thing, that's that's a not a nothing when that's put out there into the universe and into the air. I had been working under the premise that Christy Sides was going to be back. The new leadership had said positive things about her. But here's the thing. Amber Cox has not started yet. I believe she starts on October 28th. So any move in that direction would probably happen right around that time. It's already been decided, I would imagine, unless it's contingent on an agreement with Stephanie White. And when it comes to Christy Sides, I know she's been persona non grata at times, and I've defended her at times just because I didn't think it was fair to give her all the blame for anything bad and none of the credit for anything good. With that said, was I in love with Christy Sides? No. But I always think the coach is the easiest scapegoat. Bottom line is this. The bottom line is this comes down to Caitlyn Clark and what her and other players had said internally to the new management and leadership. Because this franchise is going to be built around Caitlyn Clark. Both the play style, the marketing, everything about the Indiana Fever is going to be built around Caitlyn Clark. And from body language, you didn't exactly get the vibe that Clark was in love with Christy Sides. Not that she hated her, but you didn't get the vibe that she was in love with her. You know, that same sort of relationship she had with Lisa Bluter, or even the, affection she showed to Cheryl Miller at the All-Star game. It just felt a little different. A little bit more cold is the wrong word, but less effusive. And even from Sides just doesn't come across as the most personable, and that it's not natural for her. But even when she would praise Clark, it didn't feel, you didn't feel it, I guess is what I'm saying. Not, it was nice what she said, but you didn't feel it. And then there was, the struggles at the beginning of the season. It took Christy a little bit of time. Eventually, give her credit, she did relent and go to Clark's play style. So you have to give credit where it's due. She eventually took Christy Wallace out of the starting lineup. She eventually put Lexi Hull into the starting lineup. Maybe it took too long. But Clark is a basketball genius, right? She is a basketball genius. She sees the floor in an uncanny fashion. So if she determines that it's not the right fit for her at head coach, Christy Sides is not the right fit for her at head coach, then Christy Sides is not going to be the head coach going forward. And someone that she approves of is, which makes this report that the Fever are in talks with Stephanie White so intriguing. And Stephanie White is a proven coach in the WNBA, and also has, there's a little bit of a breadcrumb when you go back and you look at it, because Stephanie White was in the video congratulating Caitlyn Clark on breaking the all-time scoring record at Iowa when she was in college. It's just kind of something to put in your back pocket when you look at this. But ultimately, again, the Fever are going to build their organization, their playing style, their roster, and their head coach around Caitlyn Clark. And what Clark has the feedback that they've gotten from her is surely going to decide the future moves of the new front office. Here's the video I was referencing before when Clark was indeed congratulated. You see Stephanie White right there. Let's get to the right part of the where are we at? It's right around here.
Much and love you.
Caitlyn, Stephanie White here. Congratulations on breaking the scoring record. What an accomplishment, on top of many other incredible accomplishments. Best of luck to you on the rest of your journey and continued success.
And then obviously Caitlyn Clark would have the firsthand experience of what she thinks of White as a coach, having gone head-to-head against the Sun in the playoffs, though it was only a 2-game series. But nonetheless, she knows how they defended her. She knows how they play, and she would ultimately give the vouch for Stephanie White or not, in my opinion. But that is a bit of a bomb dropped in this offseason. And it's sure to be an intriguing offseason. I mean, there's no question about it when it comes to free agency, the expansion draft, everything else. Stephanie White's career record, 59-41. 59-40. Well, no, that's before this year. So it's even better. Sorry, I'm on Basketball Reference, but it doesn't look like it includes this year. So you throw that in, and it's even better. Stephanie White over the Connecticut Sun this year. In 2020, they were 28-12. So add that to what I said before. And that's a bombshell. There's no question. And there's no way that Christy Sides can be feeling great about her position. Look, when the new regime came in, usually new regimes like to pick their own people. And I said the GM and the coach have to have their head on a swivel when something like that happens. It's just natural, whether they did a good job or not. Lynn Dunn is already in a different position, right? Christy Sides, we had kind of thought, all right, maybe she's good. She got to the playoffs for one more year. You know, maybe the leash will be short. But this report, on top of the idea that the new GM is about to come in and get going with active duties, is very, very interesting. And it now makes the head coaching hold that Christy Sides has, I would say, tenuous at best. I mean, because I don't even know what role maybe they're talking about Stephanie White, let me be clear, in a different capacity, in a different role. But for that to be out there, very, very interesting.